The universe. What a concept. You know, the universe is a little bit like the human hand. For example, you have Grauman's center right here, and then you have undiscovered worlds and Sector 8, and up here it's the Tillman's Crest. So you can kind of picture that it's a little bit like a leaf it's not a bowl. The universe is beautiful. Something like a new woman that I was gonna date. You're dark and you're massive and you have a black hole, and all of those elements I want to explore just like you would explore on a new date. You want to dive deep into them and feel around and just see what's gonna come out of that. The time it takes to get from one star to another star is insane. You need to travel at the speed of light, and us humans can't even fathom the concept of that kind of time, because it's really, 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 really fun to think about taking a speed of light ride. If you could put the universe into a tube, you'd end up with a very long tube, probably extending twice the size of the universe, because when you collapse the universe, it expands, and it would be you wouldn't want to put it into a tube. Picture a hot dog bun and throw all the stars, the hundreds of stars that there are in the universe, into a bag, and put the universe into a bag, and you all of a sudden they become when I was a child, there was thought to be 9 planets, but there are now 90 planets. You know, the ultimate fate of the universe is so dark and mysterious that it generates butterflies in my stomach, and that goes to tickles in my spine, and that creates goose pimples, and then that penetrates my mind, and then the whole Big Bang explosion.
Stars can be fun. A lot of people say, Donna, you get so wrapped up in the physics of it, don't you have any fun? I say, well, I go up and I look at the stars through my telescope and I see the little dipster, or I see the big dipster. Every star has a sister star. A little bit like two eyeballs. If you can imagine, if you could see the other side of my eyeball, you'd see a 360-degree eyeball.
Do you know that when you look at a planet and you see that light, that planet's not even there? That's just a light. That's just your neighbor shining a flashlight right into your yard, looking for coons. And he says, "What are you doing in my backyard with that flashlight?" And I told him, I'm shining in your window so I can teach your son about the universe. He said, "Get out of my yard, and why are you communicating to my son? Why are you in all black behind my bushes shining a light into my house?" And I said, "I'm teaching your son about the universe. I'm shining a light right in there and exploring his room as he's looking out and exploring the universe." I turn the light off and I see your son go to bed, and I turn the light back on and I do swirls on his wall like a comet's tail. I do this every night with your son. What is that thing out there? Is that a star or is that a moon? You know, some people don't give a shit about that. I really take pride in teaching youngsters about the universe and the cosmos. You are gonna die, and you are a tiny little dot. And we're both gonna die together. I'm gonna die holding you. Can I go play? No, son. No.
There's a beautiful anagram that I use to discuss the universe with my students. Universe, understandment, NASA, invisibility, vector, electricity, rings, and end. This is the end of the anagram. So the universe spells it out. It's easy to remember the word universe if you remember those 7 words. There are hundreds of stars in the sky, and all you have to do is look with your eyes. And I tell my students that if you could count the stars in your hand, you're just getting started counting how many stars there are. If you can picture a star, imagine a basketball or a small baseball that becomes larger to be the size of a basketball, and then quadruple it. And now you're looking at, what are you compared to a comet? Son, I'm so disappointed that you don't give a shit about what Daddy does during the day and what he talks about with his friends. This is something that's important to me, son. I'm trying to teach you, and you want to go out and play with your other fucking friends. Can we live on the sun? No! You can't, because it's hot. It's a hot fire inferno. Good way to remember the solar system. I teach my children this. Is use a steeple configuration with your fingers, and you just simply rattle them off one by one. Earth, Mars, Venus, Saturn, Mars, Venus, planet, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and then there's Rectus 9, and Trash Can Man is a good planet. Then there are all these beautiful new planets that have just been discovered outside, within our sun. For example, the Tripod, and there's a very small planet, can't be seen. Wet planet. There's a planet made of a wheel or a tire, and we have no evidence that these planets exist, but the data shows, our tortograph shows that we can, that they do exist, because probability is they do, and not that they don't.